And hello, guys. Welcome to day two of the Pinnacle, hosted by G2A, Twitch, and Joyd, of course, Wood Watchers. We're very pleased to bring you another set of exciting games from Group B. So the players today will be RDU, Savjz, Tides, and Xixo. And of course, joining me is the awesome Strife Crow. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great this morning.
Did you have your coffee? Did you sleep well?
I'm in the middle of my like fake-ish coffee. It's like closer
Fake
to hot chocolate, but I figure too much coffee isn't good, so going for something different today.
Okay. Yeah, and of course we have some different matches today. If we can take a look at the brackets really quickly. So first we have it's pretty simple. It's gonna be RDU versus Savjz right there on the left side. Tides is gonna face against Xixo on the right side. Winners face against each other, and the winner of that will go into the semifinals. The losers will also face against each other, and the loser of that match will unfortunately be out of the tournament. And of course, all of the playoff games will happen on Sunday. So make sure you tune in there as well. But here we got four exciting games that we will be able to show you. And the first match is going to be RDU versus Savjz. Um, they're two really good players. I mean, if you look at the decks right now, we're gonna start right away. We see that both are bringing Warlock, both are bringing Paladin, and both are bringing Druid. The only difference is that Savjz is bringing the Warrior, and RDU is bringing the Rogue. Now, I think Savjz has an advantage here because he's actually dressed in a winter clothing. What do you think?
I think so. Actually, I guess the feed isn't popping up on my Skype, so I don't see anyone. But
Oh,
dressing up for the tournament definitely means like extra preparation. I'd have to give him the advantage.
all right. So hopefully, we'll just reset the cams right now and get it started up again. But yeah, RDO has always been a fan of the Rogue, and I'm really excited to see what kind of version it is. I mean, like we said last time, there are just so many different versions of Rogues nowadays that you just have to play like around everything.
Yeah, I mean, we see so many rogues now, and like it's interesting to see if people are using Gadgetzan still, or just like I see just maybe like double sprint decks now for the draws. So after the nerf.
Mhm. Yeah, but then I don't know. Like it seems like 6 mana Garrison is like so slow, right? I mean.
Oh,
Before you could like even like do it like a Garrison plus like some one mana cost spell or something, and now you just have to like not do that and do it on turn 7. Like everything is just shifted one turn back, and it's just so devastating, I think.
oh yeah, for sure. That's why I think people are going the weird, double sprint style now.
And with
Gotta have the
preparation, I
draws
mean,
somewhere.
yeah, it makes preparation have something to do, and of course, I don't think any roles are running Shadow Step anymore now that both Leroy and Gadzan are not really useful. I guess we should go over the format one more time for you guys. So it is a best of five, and players do bring four decks. And as you can see in the deck selection just now, there is a coup, which is basically the bomb symbol you see there. Basically, what players can do is that they can ban out their opponent's deck after looking at the matchup. So they don't need to decide right away. They can just go into the game and go like, okay, maybe I don't want to face against Handlock because I picked a bad matchup like Paladin, for example. I mean, for example. So you can just use your coup and ban out the Warlock and force your opponent to pick something else. The only weakness is that you still have to stay on your same deck because you technically won that game. And yeah, first to three wins the series.
Yeah, and going on a tangent now that my stream is showing, it seems like they're both kind of dressed up for winter clothing. So I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know,
because
like I kind of have to change my predictions a little bit because Savjz is bringing out his hoodie and stuff too.
that's true.
So
And I
what
guess it's really hard to tell, like, what who has an edge because all these decks are like very different right now. I am a big fan of D2's Druid deck from yesterday. I think it actually won him a lot of games. So it was a really good choice by him for there.
Mhm. Oh yeah, his druid got so many kills with
Yeah,
the mech style.
yeah, did so well. I'm still looking for like a Tree of Life Druid. I think Tree of Life is like really strong.
Oh,
I really think it's a strong card.
can't you
Especially,
actually make a deck like that?
I'm not really sure. But yeah, we'll see. Here Savage is gonna go with the handlock. It looks like, and RDU is
Oh,
going to
immediately.
immediately use the coup. It's like, no, I don't want to play the
Wait,
mirror. You
and
can.
this is the mirror too. So I wonder why.
Yeah, I
Was
wonder
his
why.
was it
Wait, maybe
Zoo?
RDU is
But
running Zoo. Yeah,
but
that
is
might be
Zoo even
true.
bad against Hemlock?
Like, I I think the implosion
Maybe,
one maybe because yeah,
uh-huh.
I mean all the board clears and stuff like that, right?
Maybe. Who knows? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting to see, but
Maybe RDU's handlock is not running any BGHs, but that seems so weird, right? I mean, BGH is kind of like a staple nowadays in today's meta. It's just Dr. Boom is everywhere, and yeah, maybe it is a zoo. Like, I'm predicting it's a zoo.
maybe it's because his other lineups, uh, maybe he just wants to ban quote unquote the best deck and just ban Warlock no matter what,
Okay.
so that maybe if Warlock is so strong compared to any other deck, RD just feels like he's gonna ban Warlock, even if it is Handlock Mirror. He's just gonna go ahead and ban it, so he doesn't have to play.
Right.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we saw yesterday that the person holding the coup as long as possible has like an advantage. Remember, we were talking about like matchups and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
oh my god, it seems like Savjz has also cooed the Warlock. Well,
Okay, so
okay.
yeah, I mean, they both just came into the format going like, I don't want to play against Warlock. Warlock is just too strong, and I'm just gonna ban Warlock no matter what.
Okay. Well, I mean,
So
they can also feel like that, the band format they're most comfortable in because, I mean, how long has the band format been around? It's been around since the first Milan House Cup, and it's like 5 months. It feels like a year or something, right? But it realistically only has been out for 5 months, and people has been very accustomed to that. And I guess, both of these guys have that kind of mentality.
yeah, yeah, just go ahead and play what they're used to, and just play for the ban format, and just ban out the Warlock if that's their strategy going into other tournaments. Like maybe it's the format they prepare the most for. So.
Right. But okay, if both of the
Oh.
warlocks are banned, then do you think the RDU with the rogue is more of an advantage, or do you think Savjz with the warrior, because they both share the other classes?
Hmm. I guess it goes back to like we just don't know how rogue decks are. I think that
I
Warrior's
guess.
probably favored, just
Right.
because of the new shield main. It seems hard to for rogue to kill Warrior now, but who knows? We see some rogues, if they run sabotage, that can be an exceptionally strong card against Warrior
Oh
because
yeah,
you
that is
destroy the
insane.
weapon and the minion. Okay,
Right.
so it seems like it's Paladin versus Warrior.
Oh
Um,
wow.
We do see
Well,
BGH already. That's a really important card. BGH and Harrison, two top tier cards against
oh
Warrior,
my
but
God, look at Savij's hand. It's like so gross.
okay. So he has a nice curve, right? 987, the
Starting
reverse
from
curve.
turn 4. Yeah, if only he draws like a shield maiden, he'll complete it straight, and he can play
Yeah.
poker instead. Like play a professional poker. Okay, not quite. But still, it's like, what kind of hand is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, RDU has a pretty slow hand as well. Not as slow, but Paladin generally
Mm.
wants the fast start against Warrior. Normally, you want to start pressuring with maybe stuff like Noritron or Shield and Minibot. But yeah, he does pick up Pilot Shredder.
Mhm. Oh, this way is gonna come here, and I'm pretty sure RDU is not going to muster next turn, because that would be terrible.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
see what
for
we'll see what
multiple
minion comes out here.
reasons.
Ooh, is that a good one? Not
That is probably not a good one. A little bit too
I,
weak.
yeah, I mean actually it doesn't have any effect, right? Unless you Argus it. Oh, that has an effect.
Okay, yeah. But stuff is probably going to mostly get Whirlwinded down. I guess this Whirlwind isn't too great here. You can take out the. I don't even know what the name of that is. Master Swordsmith.
Yeah,
But
Master Source, yeah.
I
I
guess
hmm.
you can cruel the 3/1 after maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's the only move, but you don't feel good about it. I mean, using
Uh,
whirlwind effects against paladins really quickly is like, what happens when they muster you, right? And
mhm.
then if you don't have an immediate answer, it's gonna get quartermastered. So then you only have a brawl. Again, sure, you use it, and then your paladin opponent just uses it again.
So he has to decide what to do here because Sludge Belcher is just gonna die to these two minions. It does take him out, but he has to think just what he values a little bit more in his hand: the Cruel or the Sludge Belcher. I think he's going for the Save the Cruel Taskmaster. Maybe it's more important later to activate things like Grom.
And maybe activate things like brawl as well, like just a little buffer, I guess. All right. Lotham's. Oh, it's actually not an attack. There's actually no attack here. That is really interesting.
Maybe he wants to trade the Lothab into the 3/5 more
Yeah,
efficiently. It kind of
but
makes
that's
sense
gonna
because
get
on the Lothab turn, you're kind of locking out a lot of the spells. So
right. But that's gonna get punished by the Taskmaster, and now RDO's position is a little bit behind. I guess I'm feeling. Because now it's like he didn't really put a lot of pressure in the early turns, and now Savjz
uh,
is like up to the curve, right? Like he's
mhm.
curving really well now.
He's curving into his reverse,
But
nine down to 5 curve. But
uh,
what do you think about this matchup going to late game? Generally we think generally Warrior has been the better class late game, but
right,
Paladin has so many answers going to late game, especially with this hand with Harrison Jones, BGH.
right.
Eventually, Paladins can maybe overrun the Warrior with the hero power. Like the hero power definitely lines up advantageously for Paladin in this matchup, but
Yeah,
Warrior has the bigger curve to kind of make up for it. So.
yeah. I mean, before Balance ran a lot of heals, right? Like they had one Holy Light to activate the Pyromancer and stuff like that. But now Paladins actually only run Lay on Hands, for example, and two swords, right? So I feel like Warrior also has an advantage now with Alex Straza in their face and just waiting.
Yeah. Once you Alex Strauss the face, you immediately kind of start threatening lethal immediately. Even if you have one weapon, you can just threaten lethal with Grom plus Cruel already. So.
I mean, Savjz definitely has the hand to beat this matchup, I think.
Hmm.
Ooh. Gonna see a muster here and probably a weapon to hit one of the bombs, but if it hits the Lothab, it's gonna be disastrous.
But
Ardia's gonna...
interesting enough, Savjz has the Harrison here, which he can draw
Oh,
3 cards if he
oh,
wants
that is
to.
that
That's
is really
pretty
enticing.
crazy, right?
Yeah, but now he needs to solve the board too, so I think
That's
he
true.
might even draw here.
Hmm. The problem for
Ooh,
Savjz is he's close to dying. Wow. Now
that
he
is a
might be
big
able to
draw.
pull off the Harrison without having to uh, he can just Harrison and Whirlwind and mostly clear the board. Depends what the
Mhm.
Boombot hits, actually.
So do you hit the Boombot first and hit it on the Lothab and then hope it hits the BGH?
Maybe he can hit the BGH, and then if it misses, you can execute the Lothab
Oh
and
yeah, you're
still
right.
Whirlwind, and then Harrison, maybe? I don't know. I would think that you want to Harrison just because drawing 3 cards is so it's so important. But I can also
Yeah.
see just trying to save Harrison for a weapon like True Silver Champion because Savjz is so low on life that it's pretty important to destroy the 8 damage. So it looks like he did go for the BGH.
Yeah, and now he will probably Harrison here, just like you said. Drawing 3 cards is too tempting. But the True Silver is gonna get saved. Whoa! Bouncing
Oh, bouncing
blades!
blade.
Oh,
That's
baby.
interesting. Oh, is he
He's
gonna
actually
punch
using
it?
the axe here. Wow.
Okay, he's just
Actually, that
really
does make sense, right? Because
he
you have
has
bouncing
shield block,
blades?
and he has shield block and shield main. So maybe he
Yeah.
just feels he has enough armor, and he's probably right. He has what 10 armor in his hand. So
Mhm. Well, now it's, RDU cannot use both Harrison and True Silver, so obviously you want to remove the minion onto board. Summon a dude, put his Skittles down. That's pretty good.
yeah, start pressuring. Helm just wants a hero power almost every turn in this matchup, just because the 1/1s this is like the way for Paladin to kind of slowly pull ahead in this matchup, right? Because you know that
Yeah.
Warrior has a higher mana curve, so you kind of like make up for it with just keep making dudes, and every one of these 1/1s kind of warrants a little bit of a response, and eventually you just run Warrior over. So
But now Savjz actually could outstress the face, and well, I mean, usually you don't. Paladins have like outdoors and stuff like that, but then already is a BGH. So really, outdoor is like the only card. I mean, equality, I guess, is also a card, but already doesn't have any of those answers just yet.
do you think Savitz is scared of dying? Though he is at 11 life with say 6 power on board, and if you
Right.
include the so, I mean, I
So
guess you can't
mm,
die, probably, because it's hard for Pally to burst for 5 more, but
they could like quartermaster and consecrate, but that's really the maximum burst they have, right? So it's not really that scary, I think, especially if you hit the 1/1.
uh-huh. So maybe he is going for it. It really depends, because Savitz actually doesn't have a lot of burst himself to finish off
Mhm.
RDU, even though you Alex Draza, oh, heals
Oh,
himself. Interesting.
okay. Going for the longer game, I guess.
Mhm.
And there is the quartermaster pickup. Wow.
And there's a muster here,
Yeah.
so this could be a very strong turn for RDU.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure he wants to use his True Silver before mustering though, so we might see a Dr. Boom here just because he still has the weapon.
Savjz has a brawl in his hand, which is going to be almost his only way to answer if he
Mhm.
does do Muster Quartermaster.
Oh, that does happen here.
Yeah,
Uh,
now you're starting lethal. Basically, RD's move basically forces a response from Savjz. He's saying
right.
you basically have to show me the brawl, or else.
Show me the brawl, and here it is.
Yeah,
Not rag, not rag, but the
not
brawl.
right.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, so let's see who survives here. Alex is immediately dead, and the quartermaster actually lives.
Quartermaster, that's okay. This bouncing blades is used as a deadly shot here.
All right, now that's one way to stabilize the board.
Mhm. The problem is Dr. Boom follow-up, which is always a scary thing to drop on empty board. Dr. Boom is so hard to deal with.
Right.
There's almost no way to deal with Dr. Boom like cost efficiently. You know, the only real way is BGH, but BGH isn't completely enough. Good thing for Savjz is he actually has the BGH, so he can greatly, nullify the effect of Dr. Boom. But Dr. Boom is such a strong card that even BGH doesn't just directly completely counter it. So.
Yeah, we've seen Firebat yesterday with Dr. Boom. Sure, his 7/7 body was dead, but the boom bots dealt like 4 damage each. So that's
I
like,
remember
how
that,
much
yeah.
damage are you dealing? So yeah.
I think Firebat's Dr. Boom just. It seemed like it did like 20 damage or something.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
crazy.
pretty crazy.
Well, okay, BGH does count down here, but RDU does have the 2 boom bots, which is quite powerful. Equality is not too useful right now, I think. I'm pretty sure we're gonna. Well, do you actually silence the Acolyte? Your opponent has so many cards, anyways.
I think it's viable. Even though you are kind of going for lethal, um, War doesn't have that many things that are must silence. It's pretty much just Sylvanas and maybe like Sludge Belter nowadays.
Mhm.
And if they're very low, you can kind of just ignore Sylvanas and go face, especially after the brawl has been used. It's really brawl that really makes Sylvanas really scary, right? Because if you go face, they can brawl after and guarantee the victory. But with the brawl being used, maybe it's not as important to just be able to
Well,
silence Sylvanas.
yeah. But then, like, right now, it looks like, oh, well, the silence might get rewarded because the Sylvanas is going to get silenced. But look at Ardu's hand. It's like, he's just used all his steam, right?
Artie is really, really hoping that Savjz drops a weapon because he doesn't really need to destroy the weapon with Harrison. He just needs the cards more than anything, I think.
Right.
So he's just hoping that Savjz does play weapon, draw some cards. Wow,
Ooh,
Ragnar's here. Seems
that
I mean,
seems
it seems
rather.
okay, but it's a little bit weird.
Yeah. I mean, Shield Maiden kind of achieves the same thing as Ragnaros would do, right? I mean, hmm.
I think Savjz is thinking about Sylvanas because it kind of preemptively stops a Tyrion,
Right.
whereas
But then
his hand
you
here
have
is kind
like
of
Shield
awkward.
Slam.
Hmm.
You have the Shield Slam that you might able to like snipe with Sylvanas later. That's always a good thing to like respond to Tyrion, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, to
Ghost face. I guess that's good.
Oh, is it? Wow, there is a quartermaster again. So how much burst is
Interesting.
this? I mean, it's not a lot, but
No.
okay.
Okay, it's
Okay,
It's probably like around 8 points damage.
right. If this
Unless
number
the boom
actually
bot.
hits the 2-1, that'll be pretty
That's
big.
better. 3
Ooh.
damage is. I guess it's okay. Okay, so RD is using his second quartermaster here. Good thing for RD is Savjz has used his brawl already, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Although the problem with this is the board isn't so scary that it really warrants a brawl to begin with.
Right.
Um,
So do
I
you
think
just
he's
push for damage
thinking,
here?
yeah, he's thinking of what to attack. Does he use the True Silver to hit this, or use the 3-3? I think you just use the True Silver if you are gonna hit it. In fact, I think you
Really?
can even ignore the 2-1.
Yeah, I think you ignore it because Alex
Yeah.
was used, Brawl was used. The 2-1's not gonna get buffed because it's a
I mean,
one
if
health
you
creature.
have to kill the 2-1, I would prefer the True Silver. I mean, you're effectively saving yourself 2 damage on your 3-3 at the cost of 1 less damage, right? Because
Right. Yeah.
so it doesn't really make sense to trade the 3-1, the 3-3 for it. Not trade, but take it out. Okay, so RD saves his weapon.
Okay, and Grommash is gonna come down here, but two Shield Maidens is really just guarantee Savjz to stay alive, if
Yeah.
anything. But he can't clear the board too well. He can only kill one minion. Seems like. Oh, I guess he can use Execute. Yeah, that's a card he can use.
Mm. I mean, he has Savjz's options. I think Savjz is thinking about how inefficiently to play this because he's so close to dying. And he does have Shield Slam and Execute. It's just these aren't really the targets you really want to Shield Slam and Execute.
Right.
So
But then again, it's a paladin. Like, how many big creatures
yeah,
do they? I mean, they have like a Doctor Boom, I guess, which is really the only thing. But then you killed it already. They have Tyrion, but then Tyrion can't really be executed or shield slammed.
ooh, that's a pretty good top deck. If you Elder the 5/5, you can just start going face and ignoring it probably.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can slowly take it out with your 3/3 here, just because the 1/5 is kind of like threatening to be a Dude Slayer, so maybe
Yeah, you
take
don't
it out
want
over
to
a few
stairs.
turns. Yeah.
I mean, 15 health. It looks really enticing to go for the kill, but then once again, like there's like no burst from the paladin side.
Yeah,
So
I mean, especially since already has his True Silver equipped, he feels he's fairly close. But with his hand being Harrison and Al, he doesn't feel like he can finish the game going face. So maybe he's thinking he needs to take this game slow and take out the Dude Slayer. But
ooh,
ooh, Whirlwind.
is the whirlwind gonna be good here?
It might be good in the long run, but probably not this turn.
I mean, you're looking at this board, and you still have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, hmm.
I wonder if Savjz can do something like Grom Whirlwind, execute, and just start racing.
I
Is
guess you
that a
can.
possible scenario? Because Savjz knows RDU has had kind of like, dead turns for a while. Hasn't been
Right.
using his mana, has a fairly, situational hand, like not much to do. So, oh,
Oh,
using
looks
Grom
like he's
for
gonna go for
removal.
it. Oh, just removal? Okay, not
It
using
seems
whirlwind.
like it. Interesting.
All right.
It's a good plan here because he feels that he can just win by like attrition, right? RD
Wait,
has so
but then
little cards.
I mean, if you're looking at the card sizes, it looks like Savage is running out of cards.
That's true. Savjz himself was actually running. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, we
six.
can actually see that. Perfect. That's so sick.
Interesting.
6 cards, and RDU actually has 12
12.
cards.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. So, is it possible that Savjz fatigues out without being able to kill after he uses
Um.
Grom
Well, he
and
does have two bombs right
Ragnaros?
now. Does it depend on if he has a Geddon or not? Because like these dudes are just gonna start overwhelming.
Oh yeah, Geddon is the ultimate drop here against Paladin in this kind of situation. It threatens lethal very quickly, and they can't drop dudes against Geddon.
Right. Here's a silence. I mean, I think it's actually pretty lucky for Savage not to draw a weapon.
Yeah.
Like, RDU's hand just like
Already.
sitting there. I mean, how
It's so
often do you see
weird,
Harrison
right?
being dead against a
Yeah,
warrior?
exactly. It's so weird. Like this Harrison's been sitting here the whole game as
Right.
Pally versus Warrior.
Yeah. Oh, this
So
Rowan
this
is gonna actually be very useful.
hmm.
Just gonna play the Spellage Belcher, and I should go for face here. So Savage is looking at lethal next turn if RD doesn't do something drastic.
So already needs a big top deck here. And
It
is
that's
that it?
it
That
is
might be
something.
good enough, actually.
Yeah, that
This
should be
does
good.
prevent RD from dying.
Oh, you can use your hero power on minions. Summon a 1/1 on top of something else.
Uh,
Oh,
so
just gonna drop
so
Harrison. He
this
can't
is
wait any
solo
longer.
Harrison.
Wow.
If you're desperate enough, he just
Yeah,
has
that's
to.
good. Would it be so funny
Armor
if
Smith.
Savage just top decked the weapon?
Yeah. Armor Smith's a nice pickup here, just because I think there's going to be a lot of creature combat going on in the next, 2 turns, maybe even the next turn. So this Armor Smith is effectively threatening like five or so armor, even if you do a lot of trades.
Came down to like Harrison on the Light's Justice with drawing 3 cards. That's just insane.
Yeah. So he's just got so much value from his Harrison just to draw that many cards that he was able to overwhelm.
Oh, Execute's getting used here as well, so he's practically all in. What can RDU draw here? Like a Tyrion or something? Or lay on hands?
Tyrion and Lay in Hands are definitely what he wants. They're his biggest cards.
Ooh, that's not one of them.
No.
Unfortunate. And yeah, RDU gets defeated by Savjz, a warrior. And yeah, like we said, I mean, warrior does have a chance now against the paladin, especially with like the muster now that you can use Harrison on. Like, I think Harrison is better against paladin than against warrior. I mean, that's so weird, right? You just don't draw your
It
weapons.
actually is, I think, because it's like I think Pally has probably more weapons than Warriors now with two musters as well. I guess it's close. The biggest
Right?
thing is the Pally weapons have so many charges, whereas the Warrior weapons have two charges generally. So
That's
you generally only draw one card because they usually swing on the first turn, right?
right.
Whereas a card like Muster, you can just blow them out.
Oh yeah, you're right. Paladin does have more weapons because they have Tyrion. So it is like 5 weapons against
Oh
like
yeah, and
4.
Tyrion is another one where you can blow out with Harrison, right? Because you can draw three
Right.
cards. So
Oh, that's interesting. So now, Savjz is gonna probably face the Druid here. I'm assuming. Rogue versus Warrior is not the best of matchups. So yeah, Ardu is probably gonna use Druid, and of course, both players have used a Coot already. So they have to play this match out using their 3 decks that they are bringing. Uh, yeah, hopefully the Druid is going to beat the Warrior, so we have a longer series. But this Warrior is looking pretty good, even with like the high curve draw.
so yeah, so this is looking like a fairly standard, ban series now that both of them just open banned, effectively just banned Warlock. It just the
Exactly.
best started Warlock and then just instantly got cooed. So now we just see a normal series here. I do predict a Druid. We do see that Saviz's War is a little bit different, right? We saw like Bouncing Blades. I
That's
wonder
right.
if that factors into the decision somehow. Is Bouncing
Yeah.
Blades effectively good or bad against a certain type of deck? Oh, interesting. It's this Mech Druid again.
Oh wow! So RDU is bringing the mech druid, and we saw how powerful it could get with
Yeah,
D2.
because D2
Yeah,
played it.
yeah,
Interesting thing for Mech Druid is some of the mechs have Death Rattle, which makes Bouncing Blades a pretty bad spell against them.
yeah. Well,
Like
don't
the
you think
Paladin
bouncing
Shredder.
blades is such a good spell against handlock? Like you can just bouncing blades 2 giants and execute the other one. I
Oh
feel like it's
yeah,
like,
that
insane.
that is really sick actually. Because
Yeah,
Deadly Shot is really good against Giants, and Bouncing Blades is even better if you don't have a board. I guess even if you have a board, it depends what you have, right? Because if you have things like
right.
Acolyte of Pain, you actually, it's actually
Oh yeah, you get
good.
extra value from that. Yeah.
Oh, but what if the Bouncing Blade just kills your Acolyte of Pain and doesn't kill the Giant?
Then you draw 3 cards as like a
Draw
constellation
three
cards.
cards. Okay, okay. Maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
But
Well, so Vish is gonna hit the face here. I mean, you have a second War Axe. I guess why not?
oh, did we see something weird here? Because RDU didn't play Mech Warper.
That's true. He's saving it for like an innervate, perhaps. That is really
Maybe
weird. I mean, well, I guess the axe is there, right? So he doesn't want to just donate a minion to your opponent.
yeah. So Savitz basically played the axe on turn to
Right.
before RDU. Oh!
Oh!
Wow.
Oh!
That might
Is
be one
Savage
of the
Roar here?
Wow, that Savage Roar is starting. I don't think he's Savage Roar, but it
What
seems
else
like
do you
it's a
do
lot of
here? You
damage.
have 4 mana. It's Savage Roar.
I still think it's gonna be a Mech Warper.
Alright, it's a Mech
Because
Warp.
the Mech
Now,
Warper. Oh, the Mech Warper can Mech Warper out the Punish Shredder next turn. Because you have
yeah,
to punch. You have to punch
you have to
that.
punch the Wind
You
Fury.
have to
It's
do
so
that, right?
dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. That's too much damage.
That is hilarious.
That's actually
Uh-oh.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Savitz decides to punch here. Oh! Okay, because he has a
Oh,
Belcher. Because
wow.
he has a Belcher, right? So he can't
Yeah,
go
that's
through.
true. That's
That's
interesting.
yeah. If we didn't have this Belcher, we could have seen a totally another game because
Right.
that could have
Well,
entered.
combo is in hand now, so that's pretty dangerous. So Fiji is gonna punch up these 3-2. Can't really deal with the Adric right now, but Sylvanas is gonna pretty much guarantee the board situation here.
So in my opinion, Warrior is in an excellent spot now. Even though RD has a crazy hand, like you see, RD has so many things to do, and
Mhm.
he has so many good cards in his hand. Has combo,
Right?
has draw, has strong creatures. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's generally no matter how many cards you have as Druid, it's so hard to play from behind.
Right?
Especially with a one Sylvanas and a Belcher up against this board, it's so hard to ever do anything because he doesn't have any way to deal with the Sylvanas here. Is the problem.
Yeah.
So it's hard to ever drop anything without risk
Well,
getting mind
yeah.
controlled.
Hmm. I mean, if he drops another minion here, he gets punished by Taskmaster really, really badly, right?
Mhm.
He has a 5 damage swipe. I wonder if he used that on the Belcher, for example, and then just hit the slime afterwards.
But you can't swipe at the spell power here because you just lose your Drake.
Well, no, you
So,
swipe the Belcher, and then you hit the slime with the Drake
oh.
instead, so you keep 1 minion on the board.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, this might be really... This might be a very scary situation.
Yeah.
Ooh. So we can actually clear the board here without using Sylvanas, but then swiping as an answer. Is there a good way to deal with this situation?
Um,
I mean, Acolyte and Whirlwind seems to be really good. I mean, use the Belcher to attack the Drake first, right?
I think
But
Savjz is thinking about stealing the other Azure Drake with
oh yeah,
punching the
you're
5/5
right.
on the 4/1
But
and
then you
then
kind of Whirlwind your
Acolyte
own
Bolt.
Belcher.
But that doesn't make sense, right? Because you're stealing the Azure Drake, but you're getting such a poor attack that you're not gaining any value anyways. Like you're just
Mhm.
effectively like leaving yourself with the Azure Drake instead of Sylvanas.
Okay.
I like the trade like he's doing and then Acolyte Whirlwind. Just
Yeah.
leave up his Sylvanas. This way, if RDU responds with a swipe, he gets to draw 3 cards from the Acolyte.
And 3 is like the magic number for that card.
So
Well,
that kind of sucks
Savjz is
for
still
Drew to
getting
play from
low.
behind.
Yeah, Savjz is still getting kind of low. So that's the thing. Fortunate for him, swipe is the well, not really the whole turn, right? You have a Spiral Tank to kind of squeeze it in, the 3 mana. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. But I mean, if Warrior gets ahead, he can just stay ahead here. It really depends how this turn plays out. Savjz can YOLO Rag or... Oh.
Ooh! Ooh, he wants to guarantee the kill.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh
In
then.
this matchup, I think oftentimes Grom isn't really used as a finisher, but more like just for board control.
Okay.
Because,
Well,
you
this
just
is
kind of want to
insane then.
stabilize. Mhm.
Like this is insane. He has to use the force of nature to remove this.
And then you're
Oh
always behind.
wow! This is what? That's crazy. It's like, oh, you can have your Grom. I don't care. I'm just gonna play my own turn.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Oh,
that's true, right? Sometimes you just have to make these power plays because you have to just you want to take initiative somehow. If you're just stuck every turn removing the warrior's minions, you just slowly
mhm,
fall more and more behind as you take more damage. This way,
right.
RD is kind of forcing something to happen
Okay.
because
Well,
he can threaten combo with any minions, right? So
that's true. But now look at this. Like the BJ is just gonna work really, really well here. I think yeah, the boombots make it so that the combo is actually quite threatening, huh?
hmm,
Because they are like 3 damage each with the Savage Roar.
yeah. Fortunately
So
for Sweets, that he has nice amount of armor in his hand. He can go BGH and Shield Maiden or BGH Shield Block.
and then just yeah. Whoa!
Wait,
These
no,
guys
he'd
are
be
so
dead, right?
aggressive. It's just like I don't care about your board. All right, let's see where this bomb goes. If it goes to face, it's actually very dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh!
3 damage! He's 1 damage off of the combo right now.
Okay, it's Shield Maiden and BGH. I
Uh-huh.
think he wanted to remove the 1/1 so that his BGH doesn't die to the
Right.
boom bot.
Oh my,
Okay,
and there's
so we're just
Innervate as well.
Innervate.
Wait, so this is 18 damage, so not quite lethal just yet. Oh, would it be so? Oh, you can't do that. You can't sacrifice your boom bar for extra damage.
No, because of it's Savage Word, right? So
Right, exactly.
you
So
don't really
three,
gain that
3
much
versus
damage.
4. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's still not lethal.
then I guess you have to clear the board.
Oh wow, RD is so low here now, so he can't afford to take any more damage because he's getting threatened by lethal as well. It's so hard to say just to Cenarius here and hope you survive because War has such good removal that you think that you'll die to Cenarius. I wonder if RD
I
has to combo the creatures away.
if you do you have to combo to clear? That just feels so bad.
Hmm. But it might be his only chance to survive. Because
That's
his only
true.
other move is Sonarius taunt up and hope he doesn't clear your treants. Oh, that doesn't even make sense though because you're just dead on board,
Yeah,
right? Because
that
of
kind of
that.
sucks. So yeah, the combo is going to count out here. Let's see how RD decides to trade. He's gonna hit the boombot first, and this is going to go.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that is the worst.
Nope.
Oh
So
no! I think RD
instead,
just got boomed out of the game.
Uh,
Ragnaros is gonna come down here, and 8 is more than 6.
it was
Oh
more than
man,
6.
8 is definitely more than 6. And Savjz takes another game with this crazy warrior deck with bouncing blades that he didn't really use, I guess. So it's kind of like normal.
I guess, yeah, I mean, the warrior has played like a normal warrior both these
Right.
games. Bouncing Blade's last game took out a quartermaster. It wasn't too significant, I think, so.
Okay. Well, it seems like that. Yeah, Savjz. Even with like the double axe start, once again a slow start, and still won the game. So that was pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
I think largely what happened there is Druid missed his innervate and wild growth, so
Oh.
he was just kind of playing from behind most of the game.
Alright. Well, you have the Mech Warper, right? Like with the Mech Warper, I
Yeah,
feel like that Druid has like 6 cards that wrap up super fast.
yeah.
And yeah, it was kind of like a shame that he drew the combo too fast, right? 2 deck cards in the hand. Can't really
Yeah,
have.
the only problem with MechWarper is it's not a guaranteed ramp, right? Because of the Fiery War Axe in this
Oh yeah,
matchup.
yeah, that's
So
true.
RDU couldn't really utilize the MechWarper for the ramp because of the axe.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but then again,
Oh,
interface is not guaranteed. If you have like if you draw like scenarios and then double issue.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, everything relies on something, I guess. Warrior against Rogue, it feels like Rogue is such a disadvantage, I think. But hey, who knows? Maybe it'd be a Tempo Rogue, and Tempo Rogue, I think it has a chance against Warrior. You know, you just keep on putting down minions. Warriors just has
Yeah.
to keep on responding. And,
I think the old Miracle Rogues definitely doesn't have a chance against Warrior anymore because now your Gadget's cost 6 and the Warrior has more armor, right? Because most of the old. Oh!
Oh, it's the Kobo
Kobo
Geomaster deck that we saw the other day.
Did we see that deck the other day?
Yeah, we saw that deck from was it D2? Or
I don't remember seeing a Geomancer.
oh really? Oh my god. Yeah, it's definitely one of the more interesting cards. That's like
Yeah.
kind of burst from nowhere, right? I mean, it gives you like
Uh-huh.
an extra oomph
Extra blood
because you're playing
mage, kinda.
Thalnos. It's like a second Thalnos. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. But it seems like Savjz's hand is really, really good.
Oh, this is like the perfect hand, I think,
Yeah.
because Miracle or these it's not really Miracle maybe, but these mid-range rogues have a very hard time dealing with Armor Smith turn 2 and Acolyte turn 3 because there's no efficient ways to deal with these minions, right? Rogue usually
Exactly.
rely on like direct damage early game, not on creatures early game. Right, like the weakness of like these 1x creatures, like 1/4, 1/3, is creature combat. They're not too good at, fighting other creatures, but they're really good at soaking up removal spells, which is how Rogue generally clears early. So,
Right, but now this is the perfect answer for RDU. Backstab into SI is one of the only ways you can clear it if you're starting like, first, right?
yeah, and this
And
effectively
wow.
stops. Oh, does he win axe or
I
Death
think
Bite?
I guess he win axes, right?
Because you
'Cause,
can
like-
threaten the world the next turn on your acolyte, but you waste the coin in a way. So,
Yeah, and I mean all of Rogue's minions are like 3 health. I mean early game, right? They don't run any 4 health, 4 mana creatures except for Violet Teacher. Actually, yeah, I guess if you think your opponent has Violet Teacher, you should equip the Death Axe or the Death Spite just now.
well, it looks like Savjz can just follow up with the acolyte anyways, especially if
Mhm.
he doesn't equip Death Bite last turn. There's no sense in saving this acolyte. You just have to play it now. Maybe he'll soak up some removal or threaten some
Are we
stuff.
gonna see some bouncing blade shenanigans next turn?
We'll see. I don't do you bouncing blades on just your own acolyte to see what happens. I guess you draw 3 cards.
Oh, not
Oh,
now.
cool.
You have the
Not now.
Taskmaster. That is insane.
Oh wow!
Oh wait.
he
Oh,
used
Shield Maiden
shield.
instead. Oh, okay.
I can take the hit.
Huh.
It develops him more of a board because the 5/5
Sure.
is stronger.
Well, and you do have 2 Shield Maiden, so you can just Shield Maiden next turn anyways too.
Yeah. So Savjz just is putting on a lot of pressure with this warrior hand again, and
Yeah.
it's super nice to be ahead in this matchup.
Well, look at that. Double spell power and a prep into fan is gonna basically like do 3 damage across the board. That's really strong. He still has 2 more mana to work with. He can also Blade Flurry after drawing the card. Eviscerate's not gonna use here, so Blade Flurry is probably gonna use here.
This Blade Flurry is for 3. It's effectively like a Blade Flurry with the Deadly Poison, just because of
Yeah.
how much spell power.
Wait, so basically RDU just fireball the whole board with like, 6
Yeah.
everywhere. It's pretty good. But Savjz once again, I mean, just does what Warrior does, doesn't have to be flashy with spell power or whatnot, just clear the board.
Savjz's plan this game is just keep minions down and keep his health as long as possible. So
Wow, like even an easy answer for Savjz in this turn, right? Whirlwind and Execute just close the board. You could also use the two. Ooh, what is this? Getting greedy? That is pretty greedy, right?
This is pretty greedy because what if you get sapped here?
Yeah, exactly.
Then
Like,
effectively the sap just pushes in 9-ish damage right on this Dr. Boom.
oh my
And then you're stuck doing the same thing again next turn. That's actually super greedy. I wonder if he's thinking of a move like Sylvanas plus Whirlwind, and maybe if he gets lucky, the Boom bots will kill Sylvanas, stealing the Doctor Boom.
Wow, really?
I don't know.
I mean,
that
that's
even
one
a
way to
thing?
deal with it, I guess.
I have no time.
Wait, is this like a 50-50 if he doesn't? Oh my god, he is gonna go for it. So he's gonna actually clear the Boom bot like this. The Boom bot's gonna go. Oh!
Oh!
Oh my god! That is
Wow! Okay.
What is the chances of that happening?
I don't know.
Oh my lord! Oh, Artie's face is like, I just ate a cookie.
Big
It
game
was a.
winner, not that.
Oh, never mind. It was not a salty cookie. It was a
No, not that
bittersweet. It was a bittersweet cookie. Wow.
Maybe that big game hunter makes up for it, but
I mean, yeah. I
Kinda.
guess you do pick your hunter.
oh
Wait,
wow.
whoa. Oh, saving the big hunter for later because you can clear this Dr. Boom really easily, huh?
Because Warrior has tons of targets to big game hunter maybe, but
Okay.
you're not ever gonna get something too much better than a 7-6 kind of.
I guess. I mean, one way
Maybe
to deal
it's
with Rag is to BGH it, I guess.
I think RDU wanted to develop his SI agent, right? So
Oh my god! What a
perfect
card!
card.
That is insane!
He was like in danger of running out of steam here, but that prep changed everything. Oh, and gets a nice Violet Teacher combo hand, right? Because you can maybe equip your weapon here this turn, and then maybe Violet Teacher, whatever happens. Like he has a lot of responses.
Alright.
And fortunately for RDU, Savjz actually uses his Deadly Poison here, so this is perfect because, I mean,
Yep.
not Deadly Poison, but the Death Spite, because if the Death Spite is up, it's so hard to make a Violet Teacher move.
That's right. But now look at this.
Oh,
there's Harrison.
Jones.
There's a Harrison, but then no, there's the Rag draw. And remember, RDU did save the BGH, so it's actually gonna like give it a lot of value there.
Yeah.
Pay attention, class.
Oh, and the preparation as well. This is just gonna swarm out of control.
There's going to be a lot of 1/1s after this turn.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of 1/1s.
I guess it's interesting to see if RDU decides to Deadly Poison here. It looks like he probably will Shiv and then Deadly Poison, which will give Savjz a Harrison target maybe. But, you know,
Right.
Harrison while it's good, it's kind of not what Savjz needs. Savjz really needs a way to clear this board, and he doesn't have it right now.
And I don't think Bouncing Blades is a way to clear this board, right?
No, I mean, it'll just kill one dude.
Yeah.
There's no way this Bouncing Blades is going down.
Oh,
thank
that's one of
goodness.
those. That's
Okay,
one
so
of
next
those
turn he
cards.
has a nice response.
Wow, this game is amazing. Everybody getting what they want.
Mhm.
But I think RDU is slightly ahead here.
What do you think about like just a Lotheb turn here? It could be nice to lock out any spells, but unfortunately it doesn't actually lock out Brawl, which is a really big one. But
That's true. Oh, yep, RDU's gonna go all in, dropping both his 5 drops. Even if Geddon comes down here, like RDU is still gonna be left with 3 creatures. And that's a lot.
yeah, 3 big creatures too, because those 3 creatures are threatening 11 damage. So RD is really trying to think whether to commit the Lotheb because he can still get brawled for 10 mana, and then
Right.
he'll just be out of stuff. So he's gonna play it safe and save his Lotheb.
Now this is kind of unfortunate. The Baron Geddon actually activates at the end of turn. You can't execute anything just yet. Which is kind of sad. Oh, a Ragnaros as well. That's
gonna
one of
be
the ways to finish.
Some nice burst.
Yeah, and now Lotheb's gonna-
Ragnaros plus
Yeah.
Lotheb. I mean, BGH plus Lotheb. Ragnaros next turn to finish maybe.
Wow, and you can also combo the Eviscerate. Like that is a lot of damage.
Savjz needs a brawl here, and unfortunately, the brawl would be for 10 mana too.
Yep.
There's not many other ways he can clear this board.
Oh, just
It's a
gonna YOLO
yellow
rack
rack.
here.
Hopefully, he takes out the Lothab for his sake.
Yep.
But
This is gonna hit and oh,
Belcher, not that
oh,
great.
that's not really good. So is there lethal right now for RDU?
Probably. I mean, I think there is. Okay, so
Oh, there is
he
lethal,
has
like
lethal.
deadly
Deadly
poison.
poison
He
plus
doesn't-
eviscerate. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to roll. So there you go. RDU is not gonna get sweeped here. I mean, that
Rogue
would be
takes out
sucky.
the warrior.
Yeah. Well,
Just
all these.
off the back of these like really strong mid-range minions, you know, like
Uh-huh.
all these, 4 to 6 drops basically, like Lothab, Belcher, Violet Teacher, all these mid-range minions just swarmed RDU after the sprint. So
And I think RDU played really well there. I mean, you top deck a BGH, but you're holding it back to like snipe something, snipe like a get in. I mean, that was pretty beautiful. And yeah, obviously both players like top decking the answers they need. I think the sprint was also very important for RDU to draw, like when he drew it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out for him.
we see the bouncing blades there, just not able to really achieve anything, because by the time that a lot of minions popped out, it was basically like a Violet Teacher plus a gigantic preparation. So
Right.
the bouncing
But
blades was always kind of a dead card.
But is it really a good card against Rogue? I mean, I feel like it's really good against Handlock. It's only, yeah, I mean, Paladin is also a dead card, right? Because of all the dudes.
Yeah.
So,
Bouncing Blades would be really good against like a Gadgetzan based rogue, but now a lot of rogues aren't using Gadgetzan because Bouncing Blades is like the perfect answer
Right,
for
it's like a deadly
Gadgetzan
shot.
Conceal. Exactly.
right?
But now,
Right.
rogue isn't based on that anymore, and it's like a totally another class in a way.
Well, here we go. It's going to be a Druid with Harrison Jones. That's one of the decks that you can beat Rogue with. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but unfortunately for Savjz, he has no proactive things. He has Innervate, but then he has 3 situational cards, right? Harrison Jones, and then Swipe and Force Nate. Oh, a Wrath.
Oh, man.
Okay, this
Oh.
isn't good.
Well, not
Just
good
normally Druid,
yet.
you want to put on pressure, right? Like you want to have all these drops, like you want to Wild Growth into Yeti, into Druid Call, all these things.
Oh, wait a
you don't want to
minute.
open this hand.
You can coin Innervate Harrison here. Wow.
Okay.
You should have
That's
floor at
perfect.
turn 5.
This is like totally unexpected for RD because
so
you
great.
don't expect to get Harrison like bam, right here.
Oh
This is actually
my
good,
god.
Even
That's
though you
actually
don't get
terrible.
even though you don't get a really nice weapon, he just needed the cards because his whole hand
Yeah.
was situational. So
Oh my god. What a crazy start for Savjz here.
wow.
And we
Yeah.
see this
that was like
crazy
Ancient
stuff.
of Lore. Basically,
It
it
was
was
Ancient
a
of Lore.
5
Fun.
mana Ancient of Lore, kind of, right?
That also destroy your opponent's weapons?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an extra bonus right there.
Mhm. Draw 2
And-
cards for okay.
Yeah. Well, sure, you're gonna come down here. Pretty simple. I mean, I think you should clear here.
Clear. I think you go face here
Oh,
There's-
okay.
because I don't think you clear. Interesting. Okay, so
Okay,
he
I
does
guess
go
that's
face.
agrees with you. Yeah, I guess he has has a nice hand for damage, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue doesn't really snowball minions. Right? They have nothing like Argus or Abusive Sergeant.
Sure.
So most of the times, the Farseer is just going to make the same trade, and you lose 5 damage. Even if, say, RDU makes a move like Eviscerate, this Farseer effectively is just going to trade with maybe a minion later. I don't think it'll be necessarily a better trade than this, anyways. So
what exactly do you do here? Do you eviscerate the face and then combo eviscerate the hairs? Oh no! Oh my! I guess you can't do that and expect to win, right? So I see where it is.
so Earthen Ring and face, I guess. That
Nah.
kind of sucks, but
That really sucks. You can Wrath to kill one, and then I mean you're pretty much left in the same position as earlier, right?
I guess it's the same thing. Probably Harrison go face again.
Yep, and then just keep the
Hero
shade. You
power
have
face.
combo.
Probably hide your shade, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, RDU, just do it again. Run it back.
Okay.
Shiv, I mean, that's one way to combo the Eviscerate, but now Belcher's gonna come down. Harrison is gaining so much value here. It's insane.
Yeah. Harrison's was the perfect opening for Savjz. He picked up some of the cards he needed.
Oh my god.
Oh, Spectral Knight.
Ah, Spectral Knight is one painful minute deal if you're playing Rogue.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
thinking of just silence here, just going all in. Wow.
Mhm.
I mean, Spectral Knight's so strong against the Rogue. I think you just put it
Develop
down.
it when you can, huh?
Yeah.
Because if you Spectral Knight, you can effectively take out the Belcher with your Harrison. And then your Spectral Knight's pretty hard to kill. Because, Spectral Knight can't be eviscerated or anything, so the 3/3 doesn't really threaten it.
I guess one of the only ways to deal with a Spectral Knight is like, Flurry with Deadly
Mhm.
Poison or something.
Yeah.
But man, you are just so far behind after that. Wow, really debating about the silence.
I think Savjz is counting lethal because if you keep her here and just go face for 9, and you have all this burn in your hand, maybe he feels he just wins.
Alright, well, thanks better of it. It's pretty Spectral Knight. I think I like that play a little bit more than the silence. You never know if your opponent can like prep something crazy, a
Yeah.
flurry, and then just clear your board, right?
Hmm.
So now with RDU, facing a Spectral Knight, a Hidden Shade.
So weird because the majority of Savjz's board is untargetable with spells. So
Right.
he needs a lot of magic to happen.
Oh jeez.
I guess since you can't target the Spectral Knight or the Shade, it's just gonna be a Lotheb and trade the slime for the Harrison and just go face.
I
I mean, he'd prefer to remove the board, but he just can't, So I guess his only option is to develop your own.
man. That
Stronger.
does kind of suck. So there you go. Savjz just now has a 5/5 Shade. Oh my god! Another
Wow.
Spectral
The
Knight
perfect top deck because
of
his
Lotheb.
whole exactly because of Lotheb. He had nothing else to do.
No. So what? This whole board from Savjz is not targetable with spells at all.
No, do you think you unstealth the Shade now or what? There's a Savage Roar, but
there is a Savage Roar. That's true.
oh wow, is this thing about trading off on the minions here?
I think if you trade it off, then you're not revealing the Shade.
I don't see a reason to trade for the 3/3. I think
Yeah.
he's thinking of whether to unstealth here or not. Because with this many minions, you have to feel that you might as well unstealth. Right.
Mhm.
Because there's other minions that are targetable with your minions, so you might as well, just go for it. I'm a little bit surprised that he goes for the 5/5 instead of face.
Well, it feels like he has enough damage, right? I mean, just look at his hand.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Oh, is that a card to draw? That
there's
is
a Blade
a
Flurry.
board clear.
Wow.
A speck of hope for RDU, I guess.
Unfortunately, he's still taking the 4 damage.
Yeah.
But a board clear is still. I mean, it's still exactly what he needed because there's no way for RDU to play this game and play the future turns. Right? You need to just take the damage here, and at least you have a chance going into the future game instead of just dying to Spectral Knights.
Oh, but then remember if you hit the 4, you're down to 14. So Savjz only has like 3 turns for lethal.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's his only way to clear it.
Right.
Because otherwise, he's taking the 4 anyways next turn, and maybe even 8.
Well, I guess he's still doing it. It's really the only option RDU has at this moment. So painfully takes the 4, painfully trades the Farseer, and
So if Savjz top decks Innervate, he just wins.
right, that's one of the ways to win. Oh my
Oh,
god.
more damage.
Oh, it's more yeah, that's what the doctor ordered, really.
Yeah, more damage.
You also have the silence for like a possible Belcher, right? So this is looking insane. Oh wow, he thinks of it. Oh, he
Shade
thinks
plus
it's pretty
Keeper.
sick. Okay,
Oh.
just put more minions on the board.
Okay, so this way he's throwing lethal maybe even next turn because you can drill a claw and Savage Roar on turn 8, even
Right.
before the False Nature and Savage Roar.
Oh wow. Well, there you go. We're gonna see Thanos backstab.
And that's
Well,
lethal for Savjz next turn.
Yeah,
Remember?
it is. Wow. What a way.
Yeah, just too much. It's the Spectral Knights. Rogue, even though Rogues aren't playing the Miracle anymore, it's still the same style. Like, they still rely on all the same spells, the
Mhm.
backstabs and eviscerates. Spectral Knight is just, just ruins their day.
Right, and there we go. Force of Nature is going to do it with the hero power. Savjz is going to be the first player to win 1-0 in this brackets, and RDU is going to fall to the losers bracket where he has one more chance to stay in this competition. So congratulations goes to, of course, Team Liquid and Savjz. He's going to be facing the winner of the other side of the bracket, which is going to be Tides versus Xixo. Wow, now those two are going to be insane.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of like Druid MVPs in the Pinnacle tournament so far. You've had
Right.
D2 with a super good showing of Druid, and Druid's been, you know, always taking out some games here. So it's still showing how even after GVG, it's just the combo is just the, you know, combo potential just always keeps Druid as a relevant deck.
Hmm. And it's like way better in ladder, right? Because ladder there's always Zoo and Hunter, but in tournaments,
Yeah,
with
exactly.
especially like a ban format, with any ban format really, Druid it just shines really really well. So yeah, once again, guys, thanks for tuning in today. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, you don't want to miss this. Tides against Xixo, guys. I will be right back.